I'm back with another look into this beautiful book, D.K. Smithsonian Gems, The Definitive Visual Guide. We're going to start off with Apatite today. So its chemical name is fluorapatite, chlorapatite, or hydroxapatite. I got it, I think. It comes in various colors. The structure is hexagonal or monoclinic, and the hardness is 5. Okay. The name apatite is derived from the Greek word apatite, meaning deceit, as it often resembles crystals of other minerals such as aquamarine, amethyst, and peridot. It can be intensely colored, occurring in vivid greens, blues, violet blues, purples, and rose reds. As a relatively soft crystal, is not widely used as a gemstone. Care must be taken when you're wearing it to avoid scratching it. And some of the largest apatite crystals have been found in Canada, weighing up to 485 pounds. Okay. And for apatite, we have 3 pictures of apatite rough. So this picture is showing apatite and muscovite. So fine green apatite crystals can be seen growing within the white tabular muscovite or mica crystals. Let me try that again. Fine green apatite crystals can be seen growing within the white tabular muscovite or mica crystals in this rough specimen. There we go. And this one is apatite in calcite. Apatite is found in a number of geological environments, seen here as green crystals within a calcite ground mass. And this last example here is prismatic crystal. So apatite can look deceptively similar to other crystals. To an amateur, the blue crystals here could be mistaken for aquamarine. I can see that. Okay. And then the final picture of rough is this Mexican apatite. So yellow apatite crystals, such as this Mexican example with a pyramidal and a hexagonal prism, is popular with collectors and jewelry makers. So here's an example of it cut into a capuchon in a dark blue. And this one shows a cat's eye effect. And this is step cut apatite. This particular piece was from Durango, Mexico. And then over here we've got the oval brilliant cut. So apatite gems displaying a fine blue color such as this 6.16 carat blue oval brilliant are among the most popular varieties. Okay. All right, we're going to move on to lazulite. The chemical name for lazulite is magnesium aluminum phosphate. It comes in various shades of blue. It's got a monoclinic structure. The hardness is 5 to 6. Okay. Taking its name from an Arabic word meaning heaven, lazulite is usually azure blue, sky blue, bluish white, or blue green. Rare faceting material is sometimes found, which can appear blue or white depending on the angle it is viewed from. Granular lazulite is cut in cabochon and can be tumble polished. It is sometimes fashioned into beads and carved into artifacts. Its appearance can be similar to lapis lazuli and is sometimes confused with lazurite, the main component of lapis lazuli. So we're looking at lazulite, and it can sometimes be mistaken for lazurite, which is the main component of lapis lazuli. Or, or azurite. It can be mistaken for azurite too. Well, that's a little confusing. Anyways, we've just got several different pictures of rough. So this one is Lazulite on muscovite. So this shows the intensely colored lazulite crystals. This one is the crystals in matrix. Afghanistan has produced some of the finest crystals of lazulite ever found, such as these specimens in a matrix of quartz. And over here, they're showing a single crystal, which I'm sure you can see here. It's this big diamond shape here. So this finely formed single crystal of lazulite in quartz from Afghanistan features a perfect dipyramidal form. Okay, I'm gonna guess that means like a pyramid on the top and a pyramid on the bottom, like here. Okay, lazurite. Oh, this is hold on. This one's lazurite. This is the one that it can be confused with. The intense blue color displayed in this example of lazurite rough from Chile reveals how easily it can be confused with lazulite. And here's a cabochon. Okay, next is barite. The chemical name is barium sulfate. Comes in colorless, golden, bluish, greenish, and beige. It's orthorhombic in structure, and it's 3 to 3.5 on the hardness scale. So the name originates from the Greek baris, meaning heavy, a reference to the mineral's high specific gravity. It is very soft and breaks readily in a number of directions. It is faceted with difficulty, purely as a collector's gem. Golden barite from Colorado, US is the most prized gemstone color. Blue barite is also faceted for collectors. Barite is found in the form of stalactites too, and round banded sections of these are sometimes polished and mounted in silver frames as pendants. It is the most important single source of barium. Okay, so looking at the examples of rough. So this is a golden colored prismatic crystals. This one is golden barite crystals. This is from Canyon City, Colorado, or near Canyon City, Colorado. And then over here we have barite crystals in a flake-like form, originating from West Grooves Mine, Yorkshire, UK. This specimen consists of a large group of tabular barite crystals. Okay, and down here we have a nice crystal. This tabular double-ended crystal shows some damage on its left side. Growth zones can be seen in pale banded sections at its base. I think you can actually see that. Okay. I'll try to zoom in a little bit. Right there. Okay. I zoom out. Return to normal. Okay, there we go. And here is an example of a gemstone cut of barite. It's one of the most difficult of all collector's gems to facet. It's used in medicine and industry. This is talking about barite and barium. Barite powder is used in medicine for a barium x-ray. An image of the stomach and intestines. Oh. It is used in medicine for barium x-ray, an image of the stomach and intestines. And here's an example. It is also an important mineral in oil and gas production, used as drilling mud to seal boreholes and prevent oil or gas blowout in oil and gas wells. Well, there you go. Okay, next we're talking about Celestine. Celestine. And I am apologizing for mispronunciations. I'm just getting to know this material as I'm showing it to you. So please be kind. So its chemical name is strontium sulfate. Comes in colorless, red, green, and blue, and it's got the orthorhombic structure. Hardness is 3 to 3.5. So, Celestine often forms beautiful, transparent, light to medium blue crystals. If it were harder and more durable, it might be one of the world's favorite gemstones. It takes its name from the Latin celestis, meaning heavenly, an allusion to its heavenly sky blue crystals. Because Celestine is soft and easily broken, it is faceted only for collectors and museums by skilled lapidaries. Single crystals are sometimes sold as pendants, but they're too fragile for general wear. Okay. We have a number of pictures of the rough here. So this is showing the crystals on a sulfur ground mass. The crystals are growing in every direction. And then this one is an example of fine crystals. These small but perfectly crystallized Celestine crystals have formed on a sheet of the iron oxide mineral limonite. And then over here, it says these stunning dark blue crystals from Madagascar live up fully to the name Celestine, derived from the Latin for heavenly. And over here we have a double terminated crystal. So this unusual bicolored Celestine crystal is double terminated, meaning it has termination faces on both ends. And then here, look at that, that's beautiful. So this is banded barium Celestine. The crystals have grown along sphalerite and calcite. Very cool. And here is an example of it cut into a gemstone for collectors, as we learned. Okay. All right, we're gonna look at alabaster next. Its chemical name is calcium sulfate hydrate. The colors are colorless, white, yellow, and light brown, and it's got a monoclinic structure and a hardness of 2. Fine-grained masses of gypsum are known as alabaster. The origin of the word is probably Middle English, but is ultimately derived from the Greek alabastos, a term referring to a vase made of alabaster. Alabaster vessels, called alabaste, were widely used by the worshippers of the goddess Bast in ancient Egypt, which may also reflect the origin of the name. Alabaster has been carved into ornaments, containers, and even utensils for thousands of years, and is sometimes made to look more like marble by heat treating it to reduce translucency. Okay, here we have a couple of pieces of Italian alabaster. So white Italian marble is famous worldwide. The country's fine alabaster is less well known. These pieces of Italian rough have an almost wax-like appearance. Okay. And here is, it's a calcite alabaster jar. So calcite alabaster was widely used in ancient Egypt. This canopic jar of some ruler is from the 26th dynasty, circa 600 BCE. And this one's from around 1900. It's an alabaster bust. It's modeled in the style of a Renaissance maiden. Over here we have an ancient vase, which was carved. These are all carved, of course. It was made in the ancient city of Ur, now in Iraq, sometime in the 2nd millennium BCE. And here's another alabaster bust. It is by the 18th century artist Giovanni Battista Cipriani, and it shows the delicate tones and fine detail possible in alabaster carvings. Okay, this box over here is talking about calcite alabaster, which we heard about here. Alabaster in Tutankhamun's tomb. Even today, ancient items produced from banded calcite are still referred to as being made from calcite alabaster. A famous ancient source of this was Hatshepsut, Egypt, and it's likely that some of the alabaster objects in Tutankhamun's tomb were carved in stone from this source, particularly the vases and canopic jars that held his internal organs. It was also used to make buildings, bowls, the inlaid eyes of statues, and more. Interesting. Okay, the last page we're going to look at right now is the gypsum page. Here we go. The chemical name is calcium sulfate hydrate. Comes in colorless and white. The structure is monoclinic. Hardness is 2. So, transparent crystals of gypsum are called selenite, named after the Greek moon goddess Selene. The name may originate from the ancient belief that certain transparent crystals waxed and waned with the moon, and the crystal is still popular with enthusiasts of spiritual gems. A fibrous variety of selenite with a silky luster is known as satin spar when cut and cabochon. Fibrous gypsum produces the cat's eye effect, but is too soft for general wear. Okay. So, this time we're going to look at the cut stones first. So in the bottom right corner we have an example of satin spar. So gypsum sometimes forms masses of long parallel crystals known as satin spar and shows an eye when cut and cabochon, as here. And here is a selenite crystal rough. Transparent or highly translucent gypsum is called selenite and has several crystal forms, one of which is shown here. Okay, this is known as a desert rose. So spherical aggregates of gypsum crystals such as this that form in some relatively dry climates are called desert roses, a reference to the flower-like appearance of their crystals. Here we have a fishtail twin. Twin crystals of gypsum growing in mirror image along a center line such as this are referred to as fishtail twins. And down here, these gypsum crystals growing from a rock ground mass have their faces highlighted by an iron oxide coating. Next time we're going to start with sacred stones. Anyways, hope you're enjoying this series, and leave a like if you like it. I'd appreciate a sub if you're not subscribed. Hope you're, I already said that, but I hope you're enjoying it. And I just wanted to say thank you, and I love you, and I'll see you next time.